Dear students, in the last section we have seen what is software design. In this section we will see modularity, module coupling. So modularity, there are many definitions of the term module. So it may be a Fortran subroutine, it may be ADA package, it may be a procedures and functions of Pascal, it may be a C++ or a Java classes, or it may be a Java packages, or it may be an individual work assigned to an individual programmer. So all these definitions are correct. A modular system consists of a well-defined manageable unit with well-defined interfaces among the units. So the properties of the modules are, it is a well-defined subsystem. The modules is having a well-defined purpose. The modules can be separately compiled and stored in a library. Modules can use other modules. Modules should be easier to use than to build, and it is simpler from outside than from the inside. So modularity is the single attribute of the software that allows a program to be intellectually manageable. It enhances the design clarity. As it enhances the design clarity, which in turn eases the implementation, debugging, testing and documenting and maintenance of the software product. Okay. So next is module coupling. So what is coupling? Coupling is the measure of the degree of interdependence between the modules. So two modules with high coupling are strongly interconnected to each other, or they are independent on each other. And two modules with low coupling are not dependent on one another. Loosely coupled systems are made up of modules which are relatively independent. So this is the loosely coupled system in which the modules are less independent on each other, and this is the highly coupled in which modules are more dependent on each other. So this is the highly coupled in which modules are dependent on each other. They are sharing the data between the modules, and loosely coupled system is not sharing the data and they are dependent on each other for few purposes only. And no coupling means there is no coupling of data between these modules. So it is the uncoupled module. So a good design will have a low coupling. Good design will have a low coupling. Coupling is measured by the number of interconnection between the modules, as we have seen. For example, as coupling increases as the number of calls between the modules are increases, or the shared data among the modules are increases. So the hypothesis is that the design with high coupling will have a more error. So it is necessary that we have to choose the loose coupling for the design. So how we will achieve this? We will achieve the loose coupling between the modules by controlling the number of parameters passed among the modules, by avoiding passing undesired data to the calling module, maintain the parent and child relationship, and pass data, not the control information between that module. So this is how we will achieve the low coupling between the modules. For example, see here, this is the diagram, and this is the poor design, which is tight coupling, and this is the loose coupling, and which is the good design. Okay. So in the tight coupling, here the unnecessary information is passed between the edit student record and retrieve student record. If we pass only student ID, then that is also sufficient. So it is the good design in which only student ID is shared between these two modules. But here the unnecessary information is passed between the modules. So it is the poor design, which is of tight coupling. There are various types of coupling like data coupling, stamp coupling, control coupling, external coupling, common coupling and content coupling. So best is data coupling and the worst is content coupling. So we will see this coupling one by one. First is data coupling. So data coupling means the dependency between module A and B is said to be data coupled if they can communicate with each other by only passing the information between that module. And stamp coupling occurs between module A and B when the complete data structure, means here in stamp coupling unnecessary information is also passed between the modules, like we can call it that unnecessary information as tramp data. So that is also passed between that modules. Then control coupling. In control coupling, the control information is passed among the module. Control information means like the flags, status of the flags are also passed between that module. That is called as the control coupling. Common coupling means with common coupling, module A and module B have shared data. Global data is the example of this common coupling. For example, see here, this is the global data, okay, and that is shared between these modules, okay. So here the dependency is moved, and here if for example this module change V1 as 0, this module increment V1, this module change V1 as V2 plus A1. So all these three modules are work on this V1. So here we are confused about the value of the V1. So that is the example of common coupling. Then content coupling. Content coupling occurs when module A changes the data of module B, or when the control is from one module, control is passed from one module to the middle of other. For example, see here, module B branches into module D. As the D is under the control of C, still the B is entered into the module D. So this is called as the content coupling. Okay. In the next section we will see module cohesion. Thank you.